We know this is a Peter Chili Clark Stan account, okay? Ring shout, ring shout, ring shout, ring shout, ring shout, ring shout. This... What up, Search fam? Sharde here. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, my name is Sharde. I'm out here curating and co-creating a cool ass life, and I'm sharing with you book recommendations. If you just watch Sinners and you're like, I need something else with these vibes. Whether you keep coming back or this is your first time coming across my little corner of the internet, consider joining my internet family. We keep it real chill over here. So, elephant in the room for my regulars. I lost my voice because for the last 2 weeks I have been incredibly ill, which is why I didn't post any videos, because I was literally fighting for my life. But I am better now, but I did some damage to my vocal cords coughing. So hence the deep and raspy today, but that's beside the point. So on Monday, I went and saw Sinners, and I thought it was great. It was a beautiful movie, excellent movie. But it gave me, in some ways, I wanted more from certain facets of the movie. So I was thinking about books. So I want to share those with you in case you're a book person that wants to get the vibes of Sinners in your books in various ways. So I'm going to give you about 7 or 8 recommendations. One is a graphic novel, in fact, and I hope that you pick one of them up. All right, this time I'm going to start with books that I don't have physical copies of because I don't want to forget. So first, the queen of Afrofuturism and horror, Tenanerive Due. There are a couple of books by her that I would recommend. One is My Soul to Keep. Now, this is the first book in like the Immortals series, and it is about a investigative reporter. Her name is Jessica, and she's married to this guy, David. And David happens to be one of these Ethiopian immortals. He made a deal to live forever and things like that. Now, his immortal brethren come calling and is like, girl, you got to go back to Ethiopia. He's like, I'm not leaving my wife and daughter. Now, Jessica, people start dying around her. And so, of course, she's an investigative reporter, so she's trying to figure out what the tea is. And the closer she gets to it, the more things start to unravel. It is fantastic. I read it some years ago, and it was a really good book. Another Tenanerive Due book, which I'm reading now, would be The Reformatory. Now, this is going to give you Jim Crow era, so a historical fiction. It is horror, speculative, so it does have magic and ghosts in it, and it is about a young man who gets sent to this all-boys like detention center in, I think, 1930s Florida, and he sees ghosts, and so he's seeing, during his stay there, he's seeing these ghosts and learning the horrors that have happened in this reformatory school. I love Tenanerive Due. So like, it's a long one. It's over 500 pages, but I'm enjoying it so far. Also, you've heard me talk about this book before, and that is Monsters We Defy by Leslye, Penelope. I can't say enough. I'm actually going to link video up here where I actually talk about it at length. But what it will give you is it's going to give you music like jazz, blues. It's going to give you prohibition in the South in the 30s. And it's going to give you magic, conjure. It's set in DC though, and it's pick it up. Like, oh my gosh, pick it up. It is so good. And then the last one, though not Black, it is, it does do colonialism. So it is a Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. And I recommend this one because it does have vampires and prohibition and the man, the coppers, the government, trying to stop a pretty much like a blood speakeasy of sorts, and it's got intrigue, it's got a heist. I read it and talked about it before on the channel. I think it is really good, especially because the main character, Arthi, is cast as like Indian, dark-skinned Indian. And so we're talking about British colonialism here, and I thought it gives the same vibes. It was fantastic. Also, so I got my stack of books here. Dred Nation by Justina, Ireland. This is set in Civil War, and it is about zombies and a young lady who fights these zombies, young black girls. It's a YA novel. And so it's going to give you historical fiction, it's going to give you politics, it's going to give you the undead. And so this is a duology. So there's a sequel, which is, I think, I forget the title of it, but I'll put the cover up. So now, we know this is a Peter Shelley Clark Stan account, okay? Ring shout, ring shout, ring shout, ring shout, ring shout, ring shout. This is a novella, right? So it's under 200 pages. And this talks about zombies through the release of the movie Birth of a Nation. And you got black women fighting zombies. You've got racism in particular ways in the South. This is a stunning book. Stunning. Like, you have to read it. You have to read it. Another vampire novel, and this was my first black vampire novel that I read, and I was like, yes, this gets it right and together. Mother, Octavia Butler, Fledgling. And this is like a collection of Octavia Butler. This is Kindred, Fledgling, and Bloodchild. But this is the cover for Fledgling. And Fledgling is about a young vampire named Shuri. She's 50, which is still child age in her species. And she wakes up on the side of the road, badly burnt. She presents as like a 9-year-old girl because, again, she is not a full-grown vampire. And it's about, it's like set farther into the present, so like maybe 90s when it was written. It was written in 2005, 2006. And so it's about hybrid vampires. There's bigotry and race and like religion and all the things. So it is a fantastic novel. I read it, I feel like I read it in like a day or two. When I first read it, it is my favorite of Octavia Butler's novels. So yeah, you have to, you must, in fact. And then I just picked this one up, and that is This Ravenous Fate. I got it from a library book. So this, I know it is sapphic, and so it's got more, a little bit more of a romance backstory to it. And I don't know much about what it's about, so I'm gonna read you the cover. It's 1926 and reapers are growing stronger everywhere. Created centuries ago by cruel medical experiments, these once human vampires are driven to attack without mercy. Those who protect the city from them hold more power than even the organized criminals who run the nightclubs. As the reluctant heir to her father's reaper hunting empire, Elsie Saint knows that the Harlem Reapers want her dead. Among them is Layla Quinn, who lost her parents, the protection of the saints, and her humanity the night she was turned into a reaper. And she'll never forget how Elsie Saint betrayed her. A wave of mysterious killing shocks the city, forcing Elise and Layla to work together to find out if some reapers are turning human again or becoming even deadlier. As their investigation takes them from glittering parties to gangster underworlds, the two must confront their complicated feelings for each other. For a new kind of evil is on the rise, one that will destroy the reapers and humans alike if they don't stop it. Which, this sounds fantastic. My best friend read it and she was like, it's really good. So I'm excited to read this one. And then we have if you want something a little bit more of a quick read. This is a graphic novel. It's called Bitter Root. And I teach this in my class. My students always really like this one. It is set in 1920s Harlem. It has hoodoo conjure in it at the center, and it deals with racism, where racist people turn into zombies, and it is through conjure that they try to turn them back, like the hate that drives them, all the things. So yeah, it's a good one. Lastly, and I just thought of this one, it is more romance magical realism, but it does have the sort of dual timelines. It does get at 1920s, 1930s, and it has the music part of it. And that is a love song for Ricki Wilde, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous romance book. So if you like want a romance that doesn't have as much of doesn't have the horror element, but still gets at some of the magic and like the historical, fiction-y, conjure parts of it, I would pick A Love Song for Ricki Wilde up, because it's about Ricki and Ezra. Now, Ezra is immortal, and so he's like lived a long time. He's a musician, and he finds himself falling in love with Ricki, who is moved to Harlem under like sort of serendipitous circumstances, and she starts a flower shop, and they keep running into each other, and Ezra's trying to avoid her, and I'm not gonna tell you why, because you gotta read it. And it's how they just keep being brought together, instead against the backdrop of like historic Harlem and jazz music, and like all the things. It's absolutely gorgeously written. So I hope you pick up one of these books. Let me know what you're reading. How'd you like Sinners? Put it down in the downstairs area. And as always, friends, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend about the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.